Well, this is it. It's Thursday, January 24th. Newest episode of Hot Ones is today, featuring Gordon Ramsay. And I am so excited. I swear I almost dressed like this for that occasion, but I actually have a important family-related matter to attend to today. But enough about that. You don't want to hear anything sad. You want to hear about all the good stuff going on today, which is awesome. Man, it's really weird. Like, I feel lost. I feel lost without being able to talk about at least Thursday night football. I don't get that luxury anymore. I'm sad. Oh well. Yeah. So, first things first, I should probably talk about what I thought of last night's episode of The Masked Singer, which is becoming more and more entertaining as I watch it. And so, yeah, I should probably think about when I'm going to do spoilers. Okay, I'm going to do spoilers right now at 1:30. Okay, so, last night's episode, again, all performances were good. I think it really boils down to, in terms of who they picked to go home, is who technically had not a bad performance, but like if you were to rank like the remaining contestants or celebrities, I should say, if you were to rank them, like whichever one the vast majority of people would rank at the very bottom, that's the one who's likely going to get voted off. That it's a combination of that, and if you can figure out the clues right away. So, last night it was the raven, the poodle, the bee, the alien, and son of a gun. Oh, the rabbit. The rabbit. Those are the 5 contestants from not last week, but from the week before. That's another thing I do. Like, they're purposely doing it so you have only this one group of contestants from one week, only to move on to the others. So it's possible to forget the clues that the group that went on the week before had. So I actually kind of like that. That's actually a pretty decent strategy. So, yeah, it definitely keeps me guessing at the very least, which I certainly don't mind at all. Of all the, I lost my train of thought for a second. I say that it boils down to performance and how easily you can guess the clues, because I, for the most part, was able to guess who got eliminated last night. So, there's that. With that said, I really thought we were going to have, because, I've been paying attention. I've been watching the show from the very beginning, so I've been paying attention to who's been eliminated or not. Outside of the rabbit, at least in last night's episode, every single contestant was a woman. So, although, I gotta say though, the rabbit, I think I figured out who it is. Because when they did the clues, they were showing like Coney Island, specifically Nathan's hot dog stand, and then the rabbit is like putting, carrots and, hot dog buns, because, it's a rabbit, rabbits eat carrots, so doesn't really come across as weird that a rabbit would eat, a carrot out of a hot dog bun necessarily. And then for whatever reason, the rabbit throws hot dogs like everywhere. I think the rabbit may be Joey Chestnut. Yeah, famous competitive eater. It makes sense. It's a guy, eats a lot of hot dogs. And, competitive food eaters like him are really skinny. and the rabbit's a pretty small, skinny guy, so maybe. I think I also may have figured out who the bee is, who the raven is, and from the week before, who the unicorn is. Like, I'll do the unicorn. I think the unicorn might either be Laura Dern or Drew Barrymore. Because one of the clues the unicorn mentioned was that she's Hollywood royalty, which could mean, family. And, Laura Dern and Drew Barrymore come from, famous families, Bruce Dern, Laura's relative, that guy's famous. And then you have, Drew Barrymore. I mean, everyone knows Drew Barrymore from E.T. and stuff like that, but her grandfather was actually a very famous actor. Oh yeah, Drew Barrymore's grandfather was a very famous actor. I do believe he actually got nominated for an Oscar for portraying one of the Universal movie monsters. Oh yeah, he was that good. So that's just my theory. Anyway, I think the Raven might actually be legendary Empress of Soul Gladys Knight. It might actually be her. I mean, Gladys is, relatively up there in age. Not no offense to her. That's just life. We all get older. I mean, goodness, I'm going to be turning 30 at the end of the year, so there's that. So, yeah, I think it might be. I want to say it's Gladys Knight just because, like, the Raven mentioned she's been doing stuff since, like, the 50s or whatever. Or been around since, like, the 50s. And again, Gladys Knight is, pretty old. Like, she's got to be at least 70. Although, if I'm wrong and for whatever reason Gladys Knight is watching this, please don't get mad, Miss Gladys Knight. I love your music. I'm just saying that right now. Anyway, so there's that, and I think the bee, I think it might, everyone's saying it might be Beyonce in the bee costume. I think it may be to throw everybody off. I think it might be Alicia Keys. I mean, because the bee is definitely a trained singer. The bee is a very good singer. Like, I think if the bee makes it to the finale, it's going to be because her performances have been that, good. With that said, I think, we're 4 weeks into the competition, 4 celebrities out, which reminds me who ended up getting eliminated last night. Well, turns out the celebrity that got eliminated last night was the one who was in the poodle costume. And everyone was guessing that it was a female comedian, and it was. But the clues involved, being, working in the LGBT community, which, she does, because there was one of the backgrounds for the poodle's clues were involved like rainbows and such. Rainbows and such. It sounds like a really fun like title for something, I don't know. But no, I already have the taste now figured out. Anyway, so it turned out that the celebrity under the poodle costume was one of the funniest women I've ever seen on stage, comedian Margaret Cho. A veritable pioneer in Asian comedy. Seriously, she's really funny. I remember watching her back when she was an occasional contestant on At Midnight. So she's pretty good, and she's a decent singer too. I mean, again, I think they're eliminating contestants, or the audience is choosing who they want to take off the mask based on how easily they can figure the clues out, and they want to see if they're right or not. And technically, you had the weakest performance. Remember, not a bad performance, because there is a difference between bad and weak. A straight up good example, and keep in mind this is rather opinion based if you want to think of it that way. like Wendy's, like McDonald's burgers aren't bad, but they're not as good as Wendy's, something like that, you know. So, yeah. And I do believe I will stop the spoiler part now. Okay, at 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, so, yeah. Again, just like I've been saying, you know, even though I have given away who ended up getting eliminated last night, you know, I mean, at this point, you know, the performances are probably on YouTube for everybody to watch. And, you know, maybe the clues are there too, so see if you can guess who got eliminated, who's under the mask, and, you know, if you can figure it out before I can. I mean, again, in the spoiler area, I just talked about who I think some of the celebrities under the costumes are, but again, you know, that's something you can figure out that I can't, or maybe you can figure out a clue that I can't. I don't know. So, yeah. And, you know, I mentioned this a week ago, but no new One Piece chapter this week, which irritates me. But then again, I guess I'm not entirely surprised. It is the month of January, after all. It's weird, like, we keep saying, like, Happy New Year and let's get the year started right, but when it comes to stuff like a dumping ground for cinematic features or new movie releases and other stuff, January is a lot more depressing than, like, most people understand. I mean, really? I think it has something to do with the fact it's cold, at least in my area. I mean, obviously, if you're on the other side of the world, this sort of thing doesn't really apply to you because when it's winter here in upstate New York, it's, you know, summer in China. So, is it so? Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it works. Anyway, yeah, that's, you know, pretty much the case. I mean, luckily, for once, it's actually starting to get warmer. Like, it actually kind of rained last night, and the ground is almost not slick. I mean, again, you know me, I work out before I do, you know, before I get all cleaned up and nice looking for, you know, doing these videos or whatever. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt or whatever. But, you know, there was definitely some areas that have, you know, some black ice. Not really that bad, but it's definitely noticeable. Like, if I knew for a fact I was going to slip, I immediately, like, did the whole penguin walk thing, just like... When in doubt, penguin walk, ladies and gentlemen, in the wintertime, in black ice or whatever. Although that does actually have... That does bring up a really good idea for a TP Tales I had planned going on down the line. Hopefully I'll actually remember to do that instead of just forgetting and, you know, all that stuff. I mean, so far, it's definitely, excuse me. It's definitely not as cold as it was a year ago. I'll definitely say that. This has definitely been a warmer, like, winter. I mean, earlier this week, that was definitely not the case. But, whereas earlier this week, a year ago was, like, bare minimum a week and a half. It was pretty bad. But, I don't think it's going to be bad for much longer. I mean, I've already been seeing countdowns as to, you know, how many days until spring. Well, for me, spring starts on the first Friday in March. And if you've been an avid viewer of these videos, then you know why. But I'll be getting to that when we get to that. So, like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. You know I could really use the support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Get ready to watch today's new episode of Hot Ones. I'm going to do that. It's going to be awesome. And as always, I'm extremely humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful Thursday. And remember, if you guys want to talk or chat, I'll always be here to lend an ear. And I will always have your back. Take care and have a wonderful day.